Hello, we are back, the Ask Mike show, dropping again. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. Hello, hello, hello to those of you that are new to the show. It's amazing to have you here as well. Today we are talking all about moving into the unknown. So one of you asked me, he said, how can I do things for the first time? How can I move into the unknown? What did it take for me to do it? What does it take for others to do it? How can I do it too? And I want to start by saying that sometimes you've got to just take action. There's only so long you can spend inside your own head, planning, organizing, paralyzed by analyzing the situation too much, and you realize there's too much information, too much going on, and you overwhelm yourself to the point where you can't take action. You don't feel like you can. So you've got to find what's known as the sweet spot, or what I'm going to call the sweet spot, just for the purpose of today. And you're going to find enough information for you to act. And what level of action that is whatever the information allows you to do. So if that's 3 steps, you get the information that you need to take step 1, step 2, step 3. When your information runs out, you go and then find more. So that is one way of doing it. It's the whole quote of you don't need to know the whole staircase to take the first step. So then you've got to figure out how many steps do I need to take? How many steps can I take? What can I do? So you've got the combination of perhaps too high expectations of how much action you can take. Maybe you're trying to set the bar too high. Maybe you're making it complicated when it is in fact simple. So there's a big shift that may need to happen around moving into the unknown. Maybe some of it is known, but knowing all of it is going to be a massively high expectation, considering not many people know exactly how it's going to go. This show was not always going to be this way. A lot of the projects that I work on change while I'm working on them. And that is the thing. If the process changes every time you take a step, it's like a hotel that changes every time you build a room. That's difficult, very difficult. You've got to be prepared for that. And there's a lot of people that aren't. There's a lot of people that are not prepared to do that. Now, flipping the coin slightly, it can be a mental game. Sometimes you have got to act your way into a new way of thinking. Sometimes you have got to put yourself in that space whereby you do it, you learn from it, you have the cathartic moments, and then that changes the way that you think. If changing the way that you think, journaling, affirmations, having a conversation with yourself, having a coach, doing whatever it takes, journaling, meditating, you name it, if that's not working for you, then things like reducing the expectations, lowering the bar, making it simple, making it convenient, making it the easiest thing that you can ever possibly do is take the first step and then the second step and go one action at a time, building the momentum up before you start to take the steps that you want to take. So often, things like it being perfect, high expectations, wanting it to be right, wanting it to be the best version of it is stopping you from doing it. So fear of the unknown, moving into the unknown. If it's a dark tunnel, you're not just going to dive in. If it's a dark tunnel and you can't see, it's one step at a time. Check in the area. Are you safe? Yes or no. If it's a yes, you take the next step. Feel the ground. Figure out how much of it can you make familiar, how much of it can you make safe, and then you go again. So all too often, diving into the unknown, moving forwards, taking that action, sometimes it's one step at a time. Sometimes it's half a step. Sometimes this one thing is a complicated thing with 5 little things involved in doing it. And you've got to do 5 of those little steps before you start to realize, oh, I've ticked off one of those big steps, but I do those 5 little things one at a time because it's fearful, it's unknown, you've never done it before. Do you expect it to be right? Do you expect it to be right first time? I know I did, and I suffered because of it. Sometimes that might be the case for you. So there's a lot that I've said. There's a lot that I've mentioned. There's a lot that you might have to go away and think on. But moving into the unknown can be a struggle, but it can also be something that you've turned into a struggle. I hope that made sense. Make sure you share the show. Make sure if you do have any other questions about this, that you go away, you find me on social media, whether that be Facebook or Instagram. They're the 2 main places that I hang out. And ask me a question about it. Say, oh, you mentioned, getting just enough information to take those steps. Where would you go for that? What's the information? The unknown context is this, and I need some help with this. What can I do? Okay, it was a bit of a general question, so I hope my answer helps. I hope it makes a difference. Feel free to leave a review about the show if that's something that you are inclined to do. I'm always reading the feedback, always reading the reviews to make a big difference. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that is leaving the reviews. It does make a difference. It does make me feel like that the show is doing the right thing, is doing the work that I want it to do. It is making the difference that I want to make. So reviews, feedback, the comments, they make massive difference to the direction and the flow of the podcast. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you. If you like it, share it, tag people, become part of the community, become part of the show. It's amazing to have you here, and I look forward to chatting to you all again very, very soon.